Beach FM, locals talking to locals.
Well, as we've reported quite a couple of weeks ago, the Business Kapiti Horowhenua farewelled its chair, Mark Turnett, after 6 successful years at the helm of the organisation that, of course, organises and runs the Electra Horowhenua Business Awards. But he's been replaced by a well-known man up there in Levin. It's our Brendon Duffy. And I thought, well, we better have a chat with Brendon just to find out and congratulate him on his elevation to the chair. Good morning, Brendon.
Morning, Nigel.
Well, it's another job. You step
the chair. That's a bit extravagant.
Well, that's what you got to do. You got to get up there and run the show now. So you've been on the board though for some years, haven't you?
Oh, look, I've only been on the board a short while, Nigel. Obviously, in the background, really, in my previous role, really supportive of the Business Awards. But now on the board, and as you say, Mark's quite rightly moved on after an extraordinary effort, and I'm more than happy to take up the reins and work with the team to continue to build on what is a wonderful opportunity for businesses to enhance and grow.
Yes, well, businesses have realised how valuable it is because there's a bit of a demand now. We've got to limit it to, 30 businesses to apply?
Well, we have to limit it, Nigel. We've got to limit the number of entries, and we've also got to limit the number that can actually attend the function because there's always a waiting list. That is quite extraordinary, I think, anywhere in New Zealand, and especially rural and provincial New Zealand.
Yes.
So, we've got this iconic event, which is really not so much the event, it's around how do businesses better position themselves to sustain and grow and be successful, employ people, all the usual mantra that we hear. And these awards are about a very impressive array of measures that people can understand, and it gives them a base from which to build their business from.
Yes, let's face it. I mean, you've been a supreme winner of the awards with your previous business, and the benefits you got out of that, Brendon, were what?
Well, Nigel, that was 2004, and the fact you can even remember it, I suppose, is a signal of the value.
Yeah, that's right.
Really, that's a long time ago.
Yes.
Of all of the 23 years that the awards have been running, 22 of the winning businesses are still trading. That's an extraordinary statistic in itself. So I can't give you the number of category winners over those 23 years, but it's hundreds. And those businesses, I think every last one would say there was a value in entering. When I entered, I can clearly remember I didn't even know what I didn't have a business plan. I didn't have a mission statement. I was quite naive about what I thought business was about, and I'm sure that there's many businesses today that are still wondering how do they set their platform, how do they set their vision, and how do they actually go about achieving it. And there's nothing critical about that, it's just the reality.
Yes, well, I suppose, to be fair, going back, I've sort of been attached with it somewhere since 1998, but a lot of businesses those days ran on the seat of their pants because they didn't understand what you've got to do to grow your business. And these judges go out and they help you because you get feedback after the event too, don't you?
You do. You get a couple of workshops through the process. Clearly, you get the feedback after the event. But more importantly, the individuals in the business, the owners and the employees work collaboratively together to make this, to get the best out of it.
Yes.
And I think what you generally see is that businesses who enter are better positioned to survive and grow, and I think that's just incredibly exciting. Some great stories when you look back over the years and you look at those businesses that have been successful and see what difference they're making on our coastline.
What I find is a number of businesses who may have missed out the first time around have come back in the second time after implementing what they've been told about, and yes, they've been judged on that, and some of them have been very successful.
Well, as we've always said, we all love to win. Obviously, we all love to win, and not everybody can. But this is around not necessarily winning. It's around finding the measures that you need to improve on. And if, as a consequence of that, you win an award or a category or the Supreme Award, that's a real gem. That's a real bonus.
Yes.
And really, what we want to do now is grow the reward. So we want a high level of reward for winners, so that they can take advantage of further training and learning so they can sustain and grow their operations.
And the winners, the winners, I'm going to say winners, come from all walks of life, like Makahika last year, the outdoor centre up there in Horowhenua, Levin, Magic. They won that, and boy, they're a fairly sound business there at the moment.
Well, they are. And what you'll generally find is those businesses who do get those wins, they'll use social media in a way that you and I can't imagine or can't understand. They use social media in a way that really gets their message out there. I mean, I was only talking not that long ago to Steady Duxfield at Makahika, who was telling me the international inquiries that she's received following her promotion on her website about it being an award winner was quite extraordinary.
Yes.
Quite extraordinary. And her business has really grown significantly over the years, and she's taken a massive step forward since this recognition.
Now, one award that Mark did introduce, and I think it's a very valuable one, is Customer Choice Awards, because it opens it up to the public to have their say on what sort of service they are receiving. And I think that's a big thing for a community to find out, what sort of service they are being given.
Well, I was hoping you'd mention Customer Choice, Nigel, because it was only introduced, was it last year or the year before? I think this is just the simplest thing to enter. You simply register your interest and then hold your breath to hear what how customers vote about you. I mean, how easy is that? And of course, again, with the social media programs that are used, these guys get massive recognition, massive publicity for the sake, I think it's $150. I mean, it's just so worth it.
Yeah, that's dead right. All right, so we got another one coming up this year, and it's open for businesses at this stage. The Customer Choice Awards will be open later this year, but we're going to be celebrating the occasion up there in that wonderful Levin Event Centre this year, aren't we?
Yeah, well, we alternate each year, Nigel, as you know. So one year it's in Kapiti, and the next year it's in Horowhenua. So this year, as you say, it's at the event centre, and there'll be in excess of 350 people in that room, maybe 380.
Yes.
So that's a significant number of people across our region, across the two districts, working together to make a difference. We want to make Kapiti and Horowhenua the place to live, work, and play, as we all know. And if we can have great businesses being successful, well, that's just fantastic for everybody.
Brendon, we thank you for your time and congratulations on your appointment to the chair, and hope it's very successful for you.
Thanks, Nigel.
Brendon Duffy.
106.3 Beach FM.